Hi guys, so I was reading Leviticus Chapter 4 last night and some things really stood out to me. The chapter talks about the law for the sin offerings that the Israelites had to do in order to atone for their sins, from the anointed priest to the common person. Now, there's different types of rituals for the sin offering, which is a really interesting thing. So basically, the priest or the person who sinned would lay their hands on the head of the animal, like a bull or a goat, which symbolizes passing on their sins to the animal before killing it. And the priest would sprinkle some of the blood on the altar 7 times and then put some on the horns of the altar before pouring the rest at the base of the altar so that they would be forgiven. So we see that there's a lot of blood that has to be shed for the atonement of their sins. Also, a quick side note, try to avoid people laying hands on your head because you don't know their intentions and they could be using you as a sin offering. It could be family members, hairdressers, or even pastors. One thing we see repeated throughout the chapter is that the sin offering has to be without blemish, otherwise it wouldn't be valid for their sins and they wouldn't be forgiven. Does this remind you of something? Let's go over to the Gospels and to the death of Jesus Christ. We see that Jesus is the ultimate sacrifice for the world. Why? Because his blood is shed for our atonement. In John chapter 8, Jesus asks his opponents, "Which of you convicts me of sin?" proving his perfection and his truthfulness. Just like the sin offerings in Leviticus, he is without blemish, which is the only acceptable sin offering to the Lord. John 3:16 reads, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only Son of God." Whoever accepts Jesus' outstretched arm is saved and forgiven, but whoever rejects it stands condemned. Look at it this way. Out of all of the religions in the world, Jesus Christ is the only God who died for his people to save us from our sins. Why do you think he was mocked so much and people are still mocking him today? If the whole concept of Jesus saving us from being condemned wasn't true, if it was just a myth, then why is the devil trying so hard to keep people away from him? Jesus is our only saving grace. Now, let's have an analogy. Let's say that you're out in the middle of the ocean, there's no land for miles, but there's a life raft in arm's reach. Now, you're not worried because you know that the life raft is there, but you don't grab on just yet. You're being entertained by the other thing that's in the water, and you don't want to leave. You're having too much fun. And you know that if you grab onto the life raft, you'll have to leave all these things behind. Meanwhile, the boat attached to the life raft is drifting off, and soon you'll be left all alone at sea, and there's no other boat coming, there's no other life raft coming. And soon you will realize that all the things distracting you was just that, a distraction, something to keep you from grabbing onto the life raft. Now, Jesus is our life raft. He's always in reach for those who choose to grab on. However, the devil tries to distract us, to keep us away from the only thing that can save us, because he doesn't want us to be saved. Jesus Christ is here now, ready for those who grab on. However, he's not always going to be ready. He's coming back very soon, and when he comes back, there's no other chance. It's too late. So make your choices and be smart about it and grab onto the life raft before it's too late. Thank you.